Okay, thank you. Uh, Good evening, everybody, and thanks once again for logging into our InsightView webinar. Happy to welcome Dr. Tausif Malik. Dr. Tausif Malik is not new. He already did our initial session, and this is a continuation of that. Uh, uh, but anyways, I think it's my duty to welcome him formally and also introduce him. So thank you, Dr. Tausif, for taking time once again. I know the Indian diaspora is one vertical which is of great interest to you, and you've done a lot of work on that front. To introduce Dr. Tausif wears many hats. He's a social entrepreneur, educator, media innovator, and whose work span across different verticals: education, entrepreneurship, media, sustainable economic development. I think this is what advertising does to an individual, no? Because as an advertising person, you're dealing with so many things, and that gives the experience of spreading your hat across various verticals. And I think that's what exactly Dr. Tausif has done. Uh, he also started the world's first affordable edtech platform offering undergraduate and graduate degree programs, basically to tackle student debt and also bring about an equality and access to quality education. I think that's a great initiative. Congratulations on that front, Dr. Tausif.
Thank you.
And Dr. Tausif also leads multiple media and startup platforms, including the Desi Buzz, the Dubai Buzz, GCC Startup, the Startup Berita, and has pioneered initiatives such as the world's first Bitcoin mining training program and the Startup Village concept to empower rural economies. Dr. Tausif holds a doctorate in business administration, teaches at various leading institutions, and has been recognized as a global leader, and including a nomination for the Ellis Island Medal of Honor. Welcome once again, Dr. Tausif. It's a privilege to have you with us at the Advertising Club of Madras and have this session. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Namaste and salam to everyone. Good evening. Thank you, Madras Advertising Club. It's an honor because the club hosts so many people, and it's keeping the heritage of our industry. So it's always good to connect with the fellow media professionals. And thank you for the opportunity again. This lecture for everyone is a continuation of the work last time we talked about. And today we are going to do is today we're going to talk the North American diaspora. Okay. So let me just start. Okay. Last time we did an introduction and talked about the Middle East diaspora, which is the Gulf countries, where majority of our fellow NRIs live, and how they are contributing to that countries where they're working, and also back home how they are sending money, developing. And we talked about Danube, which has become big since last time to now. They launched a big tower in Dubai with Shah Rukh Khan, and it was sold out within a day. So you can go back to the YouTube channel of the Madras Advertising Club and you can check. I always want to honor the people who made me what I am, and as our fellow, host told about me, without these people, I would not be what I'm teaching today. So it's a Guru Shishya Parampara for India, where we always honor our gurus. That's why we have Guru Purnima also. So these are the people who affected me. And Mr. Dinkar Shiledar is the person who gave me advertising job. And when we look at the Desi Diaspora, there are two very important people in my life. Is Mr. Hemant Brahmbhatt, who gave me the first chance to work in publishing business in Chicago, and Ashok Ishwaran sir, who taught me how to do editorial for the diaspora. So without their teaching, it would not be possible. And I have worked in different facets of advertising, with advertising, market research, PR, loyalty programs. So this is what we are. Okay, this is a small snapshot about my company. It's a TMA Worldwide is a holding company. As we were introduced about myself was about we have publishing titles like the Desi Buzz, GCC Startup News. Startup Berita, the Desi Buzz, Dubai Buzz, Media, Mad Buzz, and SRZ Worldwide. And we try to work with different brands across the diaspora, and this is what we're trying to achieve. And this is a important aspect of my life because with knowledge, advertising teaches us knowledge. My boss, Mrs. Vijay Lakshmi Menon, said there are 35 different faculties you learn, and that's where you start being an advocate for a brand and a doctor for a brand. And education was very critical. And when I moved to America, education was very expensive in America. So I thought of connecting India with America, and I started this brand called RiseBack. RiseBack comes from the Native American saying rise back like phoenix. So this whole idea stems out from the American native saying. Now, very important part of our series of lecture is why we're here. Because there are 40 million plus NRIs and people of Indian origin. Now, NRIs are people who have an Indian passport but work outside the country. People of Indian origin is people like me who are Indians, either by birth or either by ancestry. So we call persons of Indian origin. We live across 110 countries, right from America to Australia, small islands like Fiji, Mauritius, Maldives. Everywhere you see, you'll find Indians. So it's a huge potential. So whether you're a student in this lecture, whether you're professional, whether you're advertising consultant, this is very important part of diaspora where the brands can roll out. And if you see across the globe, these are the highest earning diaspora. Anywhere you go, look at Singapore, the president is of Indian origin. You see America, all the top tech companies are owned by, or headed by Indians. You see the venture capital now in Silicon Valley, majority of them are headed by Indians. You go to Middle East, you have Mr. Lulu, Daniel, big brands. So very high Indian groups because the first generation will, work hard. Second generation will build onto it. That's why we are very high earning group. Like my dad went to America. He wanted me to be a doctor, but I ended up being a PhD. So we go into high income group because of our education. So education plays very important part. And because of education, we are very successful in business, politics, culture, and because of our money, we are high consumption. In America, we are one of the second largest income earners in America, which is equal to a multi-trillion-dollar collective purchasing power. This market has been never identified because either the brands looked at city-centric or country-centric. And my vision and my team's work is we want to educate anyone who wants, because the more we educate, the market expands. We don't want to have monopoly. We want everyone to earn their incomes. Now, who are the global Desis? As I mentioned earlier, people with Indian passports living outside the country, or people like me who are immigrated with a foreign passport, or people born there to foreign, Indian parents, but they have foreign citizenships. Either they are second, third, Indians abroad. But when you see the whole South Asian community, when you go outside the country, we use a Hindi word called Desi. It's a Desi culture. Whether you're from North India, South India, East India, West India, we're all called Desis outside the country. Okay? We are very culturally pied society. We are very family driven. And as I said earlier, we are highly educated people. Like in America, for example, today's lecture is America, Canada. The first generation of your parents might be not that educated. Just assume they have an undergraduate degree or something. But the next generation wants to go to Harvard, wants to go to Stanford, wants to go to Berkeley and study and create, a different stature for themselves. And also now, because of global presence, all these desis are globally highlighted. Like earlier, I might be only known in Dubai or America, but now because of ChatGPT or Google, I'm known everywhere. Okay. Now, this is a market for our marketing people. The market size and the population is very critical. 40 million is not small number. 1 trillion is very high because some countries GDP is 1 trillion. So assume how many 40 million people with 1 trillion is such a large thing. Okay. And because we love our motherland, India, we send remittances to India. Look at Kerala, look at Karnataka, Telangana, this and Punjab. We send a lot of remittances from Middle East, Europe, or America back home in India. We also, if you're a NRI from India, living in Gulf, we like to buy real estate in India because we want to come back and settle. We invest in gold. And once we have achieved the Maslow's theory of, basic roti, kapda, makan, we start doing tourism. Initially might be coming back home and enjoying our own city, but then slowly, like if I'm from Pune, I would like to go to Kerala, I want to go to Kanyakumari, I want to go to Kashmir, I will want to do. And a lot of people, if they have children, they won't want them to get more educated. Like my father, he wanted me to become a doctor, go beyond being a doctor. So here we want to elevate ourselves. Once we achieve our economic liberty, we are very highly entrepreneurial. When you look at Gujarati community in America, they are primarily into motel business. The motel industry is totally dominated by. Then the other gas stations, which is petrol pump, again dominated by Indians, South Asians. And tech, we love tech, you know, because Aryabhatta made the zero, so this is a legacy. So binary code is written with one and zero. So we are very good in tech. Also, when you look at doctors in America, every third, fourth doctor is of Indian heritage. So healthcare, we love healthcare, taking care of people. And retail business, because if you see chains like Dunkin' Donuts or Paco, which is a accident repair companies, you see Dunkin' Donuts and Subway. We own a lot of retail chain in America. Also gas chain, convenience, this, and we are big in that. In fact, there's two South Asian brothers from the UK. They own the Maxim, Musa brothers. They own the maximum gas stations in Europe and America. Okay. What is the consumer consumption trends for our diaspora? We live a very premium lifestyle. Once we achieve the basic needs, roti, kapda, makan, everyone is emotionally attached with home country. Like when I am in America, I try to look at for thumbs up to drink because I love thumbs up. So I go to any Desi store. Desi store means any grocery store which is owned by South Asian. I go and buy a thumbs up first. Every time I go with my mom or my family, I just go and buy a thumbs up. And sometimes I buy Parle glucose biscuit because I grew up in India eating Parle glucose biscuits with tea. Okay, we are highly influenced by Bollywood. So last time case we talked about how Mr. Rizwan Sarjan, the founder of Danube, used Bollywood big time, where he got Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, and all the other celebrities. And he also named a tower after Shah Rukh Khan, which is sold out, which is history. So very influenced by Bollywood. When you go to like later in the lecture, we'll talk where every year when we have India Republic Day or Indian, Independence Day, we have all the Indian film stars from North India, means from Bollywood, Tollywood, Mollywood, everyone comes there. And so here we love Bollywood. In fact, now if you see the the cricket team of America last time when they were playing, 60% of them are cricket of Indian origin. And we are big influences now because we are, celebrities in our own space. Later I'll show that. And we're very, because tech is in our DNA, we are very digital behavior. Like my dad, when he used to come from work, I introduced him to, in of websites. He would go and first read Sakal newspaper, which is a Marathi number one newspaper from Pune, just reading it because he was very digitally savvy then. And he would read Inqilab newspaper, which is Urdu newspaper from Bombay. Okay. The other thing is we are very community driven networks. Like somebody immigrates to America, he needs a job in the network, we'll find him a job. We'll find him a home. We'll find him somebody who's going, because some cities in America we don't have public transport. So we support each other to, help them overcome their initial challenges and they grow. Okay. And because certain brands, they don't want, that it has fat content from animal, purpose driven, they prefer ethical brands. Even in America, they will want to buy some brands which are ethical in nature. Okay. As I said, there's family recommendations. We get influenced by community leaders, influencer, Bollywood culture. Also, religious and ethnic trust factors make our decisions. We also get nostalgic, as I said. I buy glucose biscuit in America and I eat. And then we have Diwali, Eid, Navratri, Onam, Vaisakhi. We all celebrate at community centers, Indian community center. In fact, the ambassadors or consular general, they all come to celebrate that. Recently, there was Vande Bharat, event happening across the embassies and councils. Everyone celebrated, and everyone wants to do asset building. Okay. Now, where are the Desis primarily stay? North America, which is a recent phenomena of 1960s. People were going as students, doctors. But 100 years ago, there were also Indians who went to America. There was a Sikh gentleman. He fought a case with the United States because they didn't give him a citizenship because he fought from America for World War One. Europe, yes, because after the British going away, a lot of the Indians went to UK and then France. A lot of people from Goa migrate to Portugal, and then now you look at Middle East. So many NRIs are there who work there, and also in Middle East, there's a country called Israel where there's a lot of Jews from Bombay and I think Cochin moved there, and recently Mizoram Jewish tribes are going to go. So there's a huge diaspora also moving that way. Australia is a big thing because a lot of people go as students. A lot of people in Australia are Telugu origin or Punjabi origin. The Punjabi origin community is 80 years old, whereas the Telugu community there is like 20, 23 years, means 25 years old. And in Southeast Asia, when you look at Singapore, there's so many Tamilians there. Like the president of Singapore is the Tamilian. And when you look at Africa and you see Zohran Mamdani, there are Gujaratis and have been living across Africa. And my best friend lives in Ghana. He's a Ghana citizen from India. So there's a huge diaspora across, and everyone is highly successful because of common denominator. We are family oriented. We are hardworking. We save money and then we build businesses. Okay. This is a snapshot of population, United Kingdom, Germany, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, and even in Trinidad, Tobago, when you see, cricketers coming from West Indies, they're also Indian origin there. Last time we talked about the diaspora in Middle East. You can refer to the lecture there. This is the one we are looking at today, the Canadian and the American. 6 million in US plus and 2.6 million in Canada. And they're the most wealthiest, most influential South Asians or NR in the world. When I was in Chicago, when Manmohan Singh was, Prime Minister of India, that time the people in Chicago talked to the congressmen, senators, and we did the nuclear deal. So that was the influence of them. And now recently you see Kamala Harris, she's Indian origin. Even Vice President Vance's wife is a Telugu origin. The second lady, she's from Telugu. So we're very high profile in that concept. When you look at Google, when you look Microsoft, everyone there in senior position are Indian origin. Even look at Twitter, Parag, he left Twitter, but he was from India. So very highly accomplished people. Now, let's dive into the main subject, US and Canada. Okay. Now, every NRI's dream, majority of them, the last point, is to immigrate to US and Canada. I lived in the Middle East. Either my friends were trying to go or trying to send the younger siblings. I knew some seniors, they were trying to send the kids to the US and Canada. It's a dream of every NRI to go to America and Canada. So why? Because there you can excel. I didn't want to go to America. My dad very insisted because he had moved to America. He says, "You will really excel in America." That was his statement. And yes, it really worked out because, things are different there. The ecosystem helps you explore and experiment and move. And because you explore and experiment and you're educated, you become part of a highly successful group. So your success rate goes very high. So this is very important for all the marketing people or business people that USA and Canada should be in the radar. Unfortunately, everyone's focus is the Middle East, but US and Canada should be also there. Okay, when we talk about tech, these are the people, living legends, from Microsoft, from Google. These are the people making headlines in America. And because they're so powerful, everyone talks to them and they can really influence, policies and projects and everything. These are some of the politicians, like, Raja Krishnamurthy is down there. He's from my state. I know him. We work means because of the media I know. So these are some of them, but there are a lot of them, like mayors, councilmen. Everyone there is you will never find this kind of profile of immigrants who's made it big in politics except America or Canada. These are some of the entertainers. Two of them are from British, but they moved to America. And these are again some of them. They're not everyone. There's huge diaspora. And our future is here. Every spelling bee competition in America is dominated by Indian kids or South Asian kids. Everywhere. Means it's a big thing. And these are the people who are really going to take the diaspora in the next domain. These pictures have been taken from social media, so the citation is there. Okay, in America, we are 6 million. In Canada, we are 2.5. And we are very high income group, so that's why we buy a lot of stuff. The first generation might have a second-hand car, but the second generation will buy all the big brands of cars. Everything you say, they'll have it. In fact, the money so much with all these South Asian people is they start a trust fund. All the money is put in family trust. Okay, and now they have so much money. Singapore is inviting them to have family trust. So a lot of people from US and Canada moving to Singapore just to have less tax. And a lot of Dubai government is also inviting all these people to come because it's a tax-free society. Because we have so much money there, so they want to get it there. Okay. Now, all the metropolitan cities have a South Asian population and they live in their own enclave centers. Like in New York, we there's a whole area called Jackson Heights, one of the areas. In Toronto, it's called Gerrard Street. In Chicago, where I stay, is the Devon Avenue. In Los Angeles and Orange County, where it is called Artesia and Cerritos, and in Dallas also there are new areas. So these are the enclavements and people where to stay. Okay. Now there are enclaves, like you must have heard about Chinatown. Now there's a new word called Little India. So I live in Devon Avenue, majority of my life in Chicago, but we just moved next to Devon Avenue. It's called Lincolnwood, so we stay there. So it's a place you can Google search. We have like 24 hours, all the South Asian food, and it's a mix of all the South Asian people. Sometimes for weeks we don't see a white guy. Only on the weekends the white guy comes, and we all joke, "Where is the white guy?" In LA, it's Artesia. I also stayed that side. New York has Jackson Heights, and these are the places where people go and shop. Every weekend, all the South Asian population try to go to this little Indias and try to buy food, clothes, jewelry, religious, for puja, for anything related to religious, they go to the stores and buy. This is where I stay in Chicago, Devon Avenue, and this is the India Parade. And you see Malabar very flashing out there. This is Jackson Heights. Okay. This is in New York. Okay. This is New Jersey, where this is Little India. Okay. This is Gerrard Street in Toronto. You can see dosa, chaat, Mumbai pan. And this is just a one shot. It's huge. It's 5 to 10 miles some places. Uh, Falguni Pathak is the biggest star. My mentor Hemant Bhai gets her to North America and West Indies. So she's there for 4 5 months. It's a Dandiya night. They do it across North America and West Indies. So she's the biggest star every year, year on year coming, and then it's supported by local brands and international brands. So see how culture plays important in your branding and marketing. When you see like, this is High India Events on the right, High India newspaper is a newspaper where I worked, and then we have Vaishno Devi icon there. Now we all see Rajni sir on the right side, Vijay on the left side, and then RRR. You see the amount of money all these movies are making. And a lot of companies also do promotions, star visit, premiere for the diaspora. Sometimes in Dubai, the movie is released 2 days earlier. Sometimes the movie in America is released 2 days earlier. So you can see how much money they're making. Pushpa's on the downside, like 2 million in like a day or two. Okay. As I said, we all come to our ethnic groups, cities, and here we do a family shopping rituals. We might come and buy groceries, we might buy clothes, we might go eat halwa puri, masala dosa, Italy, anything. We all come and eat, and it also becomes like a in Hindi it's called a adda, where we all come and meet. Like I'll call my friend, hey, you coming? Oh, sure. Let's meet at Tahura. Let's meet at Patel Grocery. So we all meet. Okay. Now every South Asian community has their language-based association, region-based association, religion-based association, or profession-based association. So when I say language, let's assume Tamil. So we'll have a Tamil Sangram. When we have region, then you have the Bihari Association or Maratha Mandal from Maharashtra. Religious might be in a Sikh community of New York or Chicago does Vaisakhi festival. Profession based, we all Indians together we do is like Thai. And as a Thai is a huge organization where all the South Asian people come, especially in tech, and we are all the gatekeepers of trust and influence. These groups are. So anything you have to, get into this thing, these are the easiest way to get in. Okay, now because we are talking about at Rising Club of Chennai, so we thought why not use inform people that FETNA, Federation of Tamil Sangams of North America, it's an umbrella organization across America where all the people of Tamil origin meet and they have a network of people. Okay, they're going to have a summit in Coimbatore, January 17th. So anybody wants to, you can go to their website, register, and you can meet them, how you can firsthand see how the diaspora is. And you can see the icon, how they use the Tamil, legacy or, historical thing to create a logo. Same thing, there is Telugu Association has their own groups. Maratha Mandal is from Maharashtra. Okay. Now, every as I said, region, religion, and language. Also, then we go to temples, mosques, gurdwara, churches, and they also have interfaith events plus their own religious events. So I remember Hemant Bhai taking me to Babs Mandir in Chicago, Swaminarayan Mandir in Chicago. Me, Ashok sir, Hemant Bhai, we all went. And that time, Modi ji was talking about, hologram marketing. This is like 2009 or something when he was reading. So all the temples across America were broadcasting that. And Hemant Bhai took me to Swaminarayan Mandir and we saw that. Now, also the gurdwaras, mosque, and churches, like if you see Mamdani's research, he's doing outreach to all these people. All the politicians go to all these religious center because then you can meet the community leaders and work around that. And all these community centers or religious centers, we celebrate Diwali, Eid, Navratri, Onam, Vaisakhi, and we get like young kids to senior citizens. We all have fun. We really have fun because in India we have a family, huge family. Most of the people they don't have immediate family in North America. So some of them are lucky, but majority they don't have. And even if they have, the brother might live in New York, some brother might live in Chicago. So they hardly meet. So our only family is our people from our community and our country in our city. So we all meet and we have fun. That's where you can also, all these religious center and other centers also have dispensers to keep community newspapers. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, the newspaper is printed from South Asia, and then all these religious centers, when you walk into the lobby, there are stands, and these newspapers are put for the weekend, so people pick up the newspaper from there. It's a free newspaper. So whether it's Desi Talk, Hi India, India West, all these newspapers are there. Gujarat Sandesh, Gujarat Samachar, North America, Indian Express, they're all printed and given for free. So these newspapers are there at the community centers as well as at the grocery stores. So when I go to buy grocery, I also pick up a newspaper. Okay. Now, Indian Independence Parade and Republic Day parades are very huge, and this is a great place for people to showcase the brands. And it is always the chief guest is an Indian film star, and local mayors, politicians, everyone, councillor, everyone comes. And because all these big people and a whole community comes, then you have a very vibrant event, and then that's a great branding strategy. You see, Kamla Hassan sir is here in New York. This is Federation of Indian Associations in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. This is a Republican Day parade. So Kamla Hassan sir is there, and I don't remember, recollect the other people's name, but he's there, and he's the chief guest. He's in the local traditional dress. Okay, for us, for all the Indian origin people, Federation of Indian Associations is called FIA. It was established in 1970, and they have every city has a chapter. And because I'm from Chicago, so I always attend, Republic Day functions and stuff. And now, even in other cities, the population has grown so big that the main city will have one federation, the suburb will have another federation, but collectively they will do the Republic Day party and also the parade. Okay. What is critical for a branding and marketing expert or professional? How to target the diaspora, right? So, ethnic newspapers, as I said, every region or every language, whether it's Punjabi, Urdu, uh, uh, Punjabi, Tamil, Malayali, there are two newspapers I know for sure from Chicago. It's Malayali and Tamil. They're printed out, and this is where it is. There's also TV channels now broadcast. They have been broadcasting. You can buy a spot on mainstream channel and do it. If you can Google research, there is a very famous chef called Vareva.com. He's from Chicago. I don't know. I don't remember his name, but he was the chef in Chicago. He used to come on ABC channel. He used to buy a spot, and he's one of the first chef from Indian origin to come to mainstream and talk about Indian food. And then he also did A.R. Rahman concert in Chicago years back. And then he came back to Hyderabad, and his YouTube channel is very popular. He comes and goes. It's called Vareva. So he does cooking. So ethnic newspapers is different languages. It talks about Indian news. It talks about South Asian news. It talks about American news, and then it also talks about what's happening in my city. There's also TV channels now. Now you have OTT channels coming in, and then regular TV channels. All the South Asian channels, they have a feed in New York. All the channels come there, and then they are rebroadcast on Dish TV or streaming channel called Hulu or other places. You can watch Indian channels, but the broadcast is for regions for North America. So here you can put your TV spots. Also, now you have a lot of local radio channel popping up, and and now the new trend has been podcast. So a lot of people are on podcast. There is two people from my city, Pune. Now they're in Australia. They have a Marathi podcast, so they feature Marathi origin people on their podcast. The other places to catch is every city has a WhatsApp group, and Facebook pages either for city or the state. It's called Desi Chicago, Indians in Chicago, Indians in Illinois. These are the pages where you can put your messages and you can promote your brands. So that's what local brands do, whether it's a restaurant or a doctor's office or a construction company. Everyone uses WhatsApp groups and Facebook pages. Okay. And because there are limited media, especially print or this thing, the visibility is very high for a brand. So if I put an ad in any Desi newspaper, the ROI would be much higher because the cost is less. Maximum is $1,000, means 1 lakh rupees approximately. But I can get more than $1,000 on that money. It's cheap. Also, it also bridges. Okay, so here I was. You can see Kamal sir. You can go to this list of media where you can find all these resources for South Asian media. Okay. Patel Brothers is one of the most iconic brands of America. It was started in Chicago by Muffat Uncle. We call him Muffat Uncle because he is my father's friend. He moved in 60s. My father moved late, but this is on Dewan Avenue. And now they have around 100 plus stores across America. They also manufacture their own products now and they import, and it's called Patel Brothers. This is another brand called Saffron Road, which is non-vegetarian. This is available at all major stores. It's created by a South Asian gentleman. And the brand which is making a wave across America is Malabar Gold. Recently, they launched in Dallas, and the mayor of, Houston. Sorry, it's the mayor of Dallas. So he's here. Malabar Gold is coming big time. And today we learn how we can use the South Asian diaspora, build a brand. And we're going to use Zohran Mamdani. Now, you must have seen the recent elections in North America, where, Mamdani, his mother is Meera Nair, and his father is Professor Mamdani, Indian origin from Gujarat, but from Africa. How he turned around and, won the elections of the mayor position, and the most powerful city in the world with maximum money is New York. So, how he did that? He used his South Asian background and ethnic connection because his father's from Africa, so he had an African connection, and how he used every possible network of the South Asian people to build his brand and then leap forward into mainstream. If you go to YouTube, there's a lot of videos. He's talking in Punjabi, Bengali, and then he's eating with his hands like how we Indians do it with hands, and he created a very high interest in public domain. And once people get that, he built his brand around that. So he used social media, he used everything to build his brand. So first thing is he used South Asian community to leap forward because nobody knew him in mainstream, but people in the South Asian community, as I mentioned earlier, we are a network of people, and because we use the network, we build around that. So Zoran Mamdani did that. And here you see he's saying Chak De India. He's at an event in one of the events. It's Utsav. You can see at the back. It's a event happening. So he was there talking Chak De India, all these people from Indian origin. Here again, he's connecting with the kids, the parents, how he connected. Then you see the other diaspora people. This is a mix from Bangladeshis and everyone. So he's there. They're promoting him. So how he did was he built through the South Asian network. Earlier, when I said we are very community oriented, we can be available at the masjid, mandir, gurdwara, community events. So it's easy to talk to your own people. So as an advertiser, I always tell my customers we should find a catchment area to start a story. If you do widespread marketing, it will not get a result. But if you go on a very focused approach, then you can build a brand at a less price and also test market it like a pilot study, learn from that and build the brand. So Zohran just did that. He went to the South Asian community, understood the key points, then he had a fan following. When he had the fan following, he moved into the mainstream. He used his South African, heritage, so he could connect with people from Africa on his side. Then he had ball rolling for him. Once he had the ball rolling, then he could message people, anyone. And when he could message anyone, it became a bigger issue. And because in New York, it's an immigrant society. Everyone is an immigrant in New York. In fact, America is an immigrant country, but a lot of first and second generation people are still there in New York. And that's where he leveraged. He could talk to them, he can understand their problem, and he built around that. Okay. Now, the key learning here is we build trust in a community. That's what Zohran did. He went to the community. He says, I'm one of your people. You can trust. I can help you because the cost of, living has gone up. The food has gone up. I know your problems. I also understand you want to send your kids to big universities. I can help you with that. And then because he got them rolling, he could do grassroots engagement through events. As he went to events, he talked about Chak De India. He went to Mandir, Masjid. On his 2 days ago, he was with the Jewish community talking, like, so many Jews there. So once you go to grassroots level, you could talk to anyone at one-to-one level. And when you talk one-to-one level, you can build a brand. But if you do mass marketing, mass advertising, it is just there for sustainment. But a good marketer will go to the community. And if anyone of you is from advertising background or wants to build a brand, I think you should go to the enclavement centers like Devon Avenue, Jackson Heights, do promotions there. Kohinoor Basmati is doing a promotion with Shah Rukh Khan right now there. You can go to them. You can put ads in the newspapers which are given free at Masjid, Mandir, restaurants, grocery stores. It's cheaper to build a brand. You can give one-on-one free, and you can build a brand. You can do messaging, and once you can also do free sampling. If you're doing biryani, you can say, okay, take a biryani. How you can do it. The Malbari paratha is a big thing. A lot of people eat that, so you can create a new Malayali paratha brand there, for example. And because the community is so small, the word of mouth has a very big effect. It amplifies your message. Like if I eat something, I will call my 10 friends, or maybe post it onto the social groups, whether it's a WhatsApp or whether it's a Facebook page. I will post it there, and that amplifies faster. Okay. How brands can engage Desis in USA. You can go to, as I said, you can become very active in the enclaves of Devon Avenue or Jackson Heights in New York. You can also partner with different association. When Federation of Indian Association is doing India Independence Parade and also a party, you can celebrate like Dish TV, which is broadcasting all these Desi channels, was always a advertiser there or a sponsor. Okay. Then every religious event you can sponsor them. Like if basmati rice is doing some event for Diwali, can do something for Dasara, can do something for Eid, they can do something, and work with the diaspora media like the Desi Buzz. But there are also other like Hi India, Desi Talk, New India Times, India Abroad. There's so many brands. We are all friends. We try to help each other build a brand, and they're very affordable compared to the advertising rates in India. But you can reach more people, and those are the people who have high income group, and they're more brand loyal than brand loyalty here in India. So if somebody likes Kohinoor Basmati, he will not change the brand in America, even if you give him a discount. So they're very brand loyal, but they also promote your brand very successfully. And Zohran Mamdani, what he did is he created a story around his campaign. And that's the messaging. Any brands wants to come to America, they have to do storytelling because there's no family there in America. So we are a good audience to listen to your message because we are very focused. We love our country back home, but due to certain reasons, we have immigrated. So you can do storytelling. Okay. This is again a snapshot. We might be youth, young people, second, third generation of people. I'm second generation American now because my father was first. We are very digitally active. We're identity conscious. Like you see Zohran, he on the face he's saying he's an Indian origin guy. at the same time very globally connected because of the NRI status. Some of my cousins live in Dubai, some of them live in Australia. So we are all globally connected. Okay. And opportunity for brands here is in education, in fintech, media, lifestyle. Now, fintech, what I'm saying, there's a lot of people now, Government of India passed a law that with a foreign number, you can buy Indian goods using the UPI. So fintech is a huge thing. A lot of people now used to go to the store to buy clothes, but the same stores are connected with stores in India like Fab India and stuff. You can buy clothing online directly. So here there's a huge opportunity for brands to connect. Food is the biggest brand for South Asian, and then is clothes. So that is a huge market. Everyone, it's a huge means they'll still explore buy more stuff. Okay. On a concluding note, I said we are very strong in technology, industry, healthcare, real estate, hospitality, education, and a lot of Indians there they want to do back home in India. Whenever you see, any of our leader goes or a celebrity goes, we are very excited there, and because we still have a connection, and that has not been converted into investment. When you look at the Chinese diaspora, these are the people in 80s and 90s in America. These are the people who came to China to set up factories, get them orders from America, and build the Chinese economy. Unfortunately, our Indian diaspora is not doing that. Rather than posting, we should be very serious of getting some business back home. And but again, it should be here. Yesterday, I was at an event called MSED, which is a Maharashtra, State Economic Development Association, and we were talking that we should get some investment from America to India because there's so much business. So they were talking about something called GCC, which is a uplift word for outsourcing. It's a catchment area, so we can get the diaspora not only to buy the products but also get them to contribute to economic success. Like I'm trying to do with RiseBack, is to bridge the education gap in America through the Indian educators. So we should get back, help our fellow Indians and also back home fellow Americans. We should help them out. Okay, the key takeaways, USA and Canada represent high value diaspora market. I lived in the Middle East, I lived in the UK, I traveled to Southeast Asia, but there is no diaspora of Indian origin or South Asian who are high value. Our words count when we go with an Indian, I mean, with an American or a Canadian passport anywhere, the value is of the passport. Also, we are very highly successful people compared to the other diaspora. So this is a market everyone should look at. Okay. And we should, when you look at this little Indias, they can act like a commercial magnet to start your project. Okay, and you can go to the community, help them understand your product, and drive purchasing decisions. And why it will all happen, because we identify ourselves with a culture and heritage. That itself is an identity, pride, and self of belongingness. That's a powerful motivator in advertising. Because when you look in advertising, the right brain is for emotional message, left is factual information, lower brain is this. The diaspora is more inclined on the right brain. We are very emotional and still connected with our India. Okay. Conclusion, you know, it's a huge market. You start now, you'll make it big. And the market is very big in America. The Desi population is growing very fast. And, this is a great opportunity to build a brand. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm open to questions.
Thank you, Dr. Tausif. It was an enriching session to understand the different facets of the Indian diaspora. We are finding it, on one hand, we are also trying to understand the Indian consumer being in India. And now you told us how to also understand the NRI consumer, if we can call them that.
Hmm.
Uh, Yeah. So anybody has got any questions to Mr. Tausif, you can please direct it towards him. Any questions on the chat window?
சொல்லுங்க.
Okay, I have a question, Dr. Tausif.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So the world now, the internet has made a world smaller. It's become a kind of a global village. People travel across various countries. Yeah. Uh, uh, so the kind of messaging what brands adopt, does it need to be different for different markets? Because at the end of the day, you're talking to the Indian ethos, the Indian consumer, right? So when you go into these markets, is it necessary that we adopt a different messaging, a different tone, or what is that brands need to be, concentrating on, or must do things right? Is what I'm asking. See, because
See, like
everybody talk.
this.
Sorry, let me just finish. Everybody talks about a unified messaging, brand consistency, etc. So, in my point of view, while that is right, does different markets need different messaging? Is my question, especially which is directed to the Indian diaspora.
Yes, totally, because North American desis are totally different
Yes.
than desis in UK.
Sorry, I think there's some disturbance. Somebody can mute their mic, please.
Has been done. They've been
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Dr. Tausif.
Yeah, see, like the diaspora, my personal experience, when I live in Dubai, okay, the diaspora, even though might be highly successful, but they are not thinking like an American, because in America you have stability, you're become a citizen. Okay, so you're not
Okay,
in a fluid state, but when you're in Gulf, you're still in fluid state. Every 3 years, you need to do your ikama or your work
okay,
permit, right? So the context changes. But when you're in the UK, most of the South Asians, even the UK, they look up to America. I was doing, I had interviewed some people in Germany. They, after getting a German passport, they want to come to America.
okay,
I have met some people in Australia. They once they take an Australian passport, they still want to go to America. So the
okay,
context changes. So because once you reach America, it's stable. That there's no running from there. That's the
okay,
ultimate destination.
okay,
So messaging changes because of that. Like
okay, okay,
if I tell, for example, Indian American to buy a property in India, maybe the father might buy, but not the second, third generation, because that's his ultimate destination. But you can
okay.
do this thing in Dubai.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. People, any more questions? I think you should make use of this opportunity. We of course will have Dr. Tausif coming back, to cover the Indian diaspora in some other part of the world. But before that, if somebody has questions on the Canada and the US markets, I think you can ask him.
Well, I will throw another question to
Yeah, Uma. Yeah,
to
Uma. Please
Mr.
go ahead.
Manav here. So
Yeah.
normally we the brands in India look at Desi markets as an extended market to make in some additional revenues. So, what you suggest? Do they have to do I mean, mostly they tend to carry the communication that they are, or the media plan, or the communication strategy that they are doing it for inland, and try to extend it to the diaspora community, because they look at that as an extended market. But what do you suggest? Do you suggest that they need to strategize an exclusive campaign targeted towards the diaspora, either it is in Gulf or US, Canada, or the extended itself is enough?
No, it has to be customized, as I said earlier, because the thing is, things have changed now. When I moved to America, the Indian population is very limited. When my father moved to America, Diwan Avenue had very two shops, maybe Muffat Uncle Patel Brothers shop and somebody else's shop. Now they have like 6 miles of shops. So now, maybe if I say 10 years ago we need to customize that, I would be lying to you. But right now, because the population is exploding there, and it can't be extended up, it should be part of our strategy. Hello?
Right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Any more questions, please? Okay. Okay, so on that note, thank you so much, Dr. Tausif, and I hand over the floor to Umanath, Vice President, to propose a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Anbu, and I thank Dr. Tausif for presenting us another informative session, which is another one loaded with the information on the diaspora in Northern America and Canada, US and Canada in market. Earlier, the previous session we have gone through mostly focused on the Gulf, and now it is US and Canada. So he has just presented as the population of 6 million in US and Canada with 2.6 million, and how the Desi population has went on to play an influential role to the extent of making pushing nuclear deal with the American government during the previous UPA. So, and now today, even we have grown up to becoming the top leaders like Kamala Harris or Usha Vance, playing an important role in the politics of America, and how the Sikh community is playing a major role in Canadian government formation and politics and all that. And in addition to that, he has also briefed us how bigger the opportunities are and how influential we are. Our kids are how well they are performing right from Swelby to everything, and how the film market, Bollywood, Tollywood, and Bollywood is making additional revenue uh, by exploitation, like to the tune of 8.25 million by Bahubali, and so on, and how the influential Indian diaspora communities are acting as gatekeepers of trust and influence. Organizations like FETNA, and how they are organizing, celebrating the Indian occasions like Republic Day, and how brands can make use of it through various mediums like the ethnic newspaper that comes at a very low cost, giving a favorable ROI, and buying spots in diaspora TV channels, radios, podcasts, and digital platforms. He also gave the example of how platforms like Vareva is playing an influential role, and how retail chains like Patel Brothers has grown over a period of time. Even brands like Saffron Road has made a big impact in ready-to-cook areas, and our very own Malabar Gold, how it is making waves by making use of the right marketing choices, and above all, he gave the best example of how Zoran Mamdani, the newly elected mayor of the New York City, who enjoys the Indian, he also from the Indian diaspora half. So how he managed to connect with the South Asian community and went on to make big. It's a best example, like through authentic. How to how he has structured his campaign through authentic representation, building trust, working at grassroots level, cultural influence, and through diaspora networks. So he also, Mr. Tausif also took us through how brands can get connected with and to what through means of activations in cultural enclaves, partnering with community organizations, sponsoring festival events and parades and religious events, and working with diaspora media platforms and by delivering culturally engaging storytelling. So this was a wonderful masterclass kind of thing for brands that are planning to target the diaspora community in these two markets. Thank you, Mr. Tausif, for taking us through another set of market. Earlier, it was the Gulf, and now it is the US and Canada, and next is going to be
I think we should do the UK and Singapore
UK and
individually.
Singapore. So still waiting. We are so it is the another part of the series will have him decode the UK and Singapore market. So till then, I request you all to stay tuned and come back to understand more from him. To these are all some rare things which not everywhere we will get to learn. On that note, I take immense pride in telling that it is the Madras Advertising Club that brings all these opportunities through such experts and veterans in front of you, delivering a thoughtful session loaded with plenty of knowledge takeaways. So I hope you all might have enjoyed the learning, and we look forward to present you another engaging session. Till then, thanks to Mr. Tausif once again for this, and the team at Madras Art Club for organizing the whole thing, and the design team and all of us. Looking forward to engaging you soon in another session. Till then, signing off from this
I
session of
want to add one more thing.
yes.
I want to thank
Please go
everyone,
ahead,
the
sir. Please
team.
go ahead. Yeah.
When after my first session, I sent a press release to all the South Asian people, diaspora. I got so many messages that you are actually voicing, our message to India. So it was, and they also said thank to Advertising Club of Madras for doing this. Nobody even thought about it. So,
Okay.
so they said to on their behalf to most of them said to tell a good job for showcasing the diaspora media and us in a very correct light. It's not a fancy light, it's a right messaging. So I thank everyone for giving us all the on behalf of all the South Asian diaspora. I would like to say thank you so much for giving us an opportunity, and I'll be very happy whenever there's a time for either of us to be available. I can do the UK and Singapore. It's a huge market, and then we can do conclude on that. Thank you so much.
Thank
Obviously,
you.
that
Thank
will
you.
come
Thank you
in
so
a
much,
fortnight's
Dr.
time.
Tausif.
Thank you, sir. And we are really spellbound with the kind of recognition that we are getting from the diaspora community for the service that we are extending. Looking forward eagerly for the next session from you, sir. Till then, signing off. Thank you all. We will catch you in another interesting session very shortly in a fortnight's time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.